Clemson is dead, extinct like the dinosaurs, and under this current structure, it is not coming back. Because the real collapse isn't about who Dabo Swinney is refusing to transfer in or money print an NIL check to, it's about who he is choosing to put in charge. This is a story of internal psychology, where a coach's hyper-loyalty is completely suffocating a blue blood program. I am Rico Suave from the College Pigskin Hour. Sit back and let's diagnose this together, America. Every talking head on television is giving you the exact same script. They look at the screen, they see the slide, and they tell you that Clemson football is dying because of the transfer portal. They tell you Dabo Swinney refuses to play the NIL game and that the modern era has simply passed him by. They are wrong, because the real collapse isn't about which players Dabo Swinney is refusing to transfer in and pay. It's about who he is choosing to put in charge. To understand the sickness, you have to understand the genesis. Take your mind back to October 2008. Tommy Bowden gets fired mid-season. Clemson is in limbo. And out of nowhere, they hand the whistle to a completely unproven wide receivers coach, a guy named Dabo. He takes the interim tag, catches lightning in a bottle, and builds a certified juggernaut. 9 ACC championships, 6 straight playoff runs, 4 national championship appearances with 2 titles. He took a program that used to be a punchline and elevated it to the absolute stratosphere. And let's be completely honest about why it worked back then. It worked because the raw talent on those rosters was so staggeringly elite, it acted as a human shield. We are talking about Deshaun Watson, Trevor Lawrence, Travis Etienne, and first-round wide receiver after first-round wide receiver. Back then, Clemson didn't need master-class schemes. They could ride around the stadium, get off the bus, lace them up, and barrel through the conference on pure star power alone. The elite talent mitigated the flawed, constipated development on the sidelines. But Dabo completely misdiagnosed his own success. He didn't see that the historic highs were driven by an all-world talent shield. Instead, he became fundamentally convinced that promoting inexperienced guys from within is the only moral way to run a football program. For a split second, we all fell for the illusion. Remember the end of the road? Syracuse pulls off a miraculous 21-point comeback to stun Miami. Then a 61-yard walk-off field goal hits in Charlotte, and suddenly Clemson sneaks their way right back into the conversation. Even in that double-digit playoff loss to Texas, there were glimmers. Clemson fans watched that game and thought, maybe the sun can still shine on us. Maybe we still belong. But those glimmers were a trap. It masked the reality that the talent buffer was officially running out. And when you no longer have generational superstars who can just get off the bus and win, the game fundamentally changes. It suddenly requires elite precision coaching and world-class player development. You have to out-scheme people. So how does Dabo respond to a game that now requires elite coaching masterminds? He calls his critics doubting Thomases, retreats into his bunker, and doubles down on the family business. When defensive wizard Brent Venables and offensive coordinator Tony Elliott left, he didn't launch a nationwide search. He looked down the hallway and promoted Brandon Streeter and Wes Goodwin from within. When veteran offensive line coach Robbie Caldwell retired, Dabo didn't go hunt down an elite SEC trenches developer. He promoted Thomas Austin, a former Clemson player and analyst who was incredibly green, setting their line development back by years. And look at the staff overhaul for this 2026 season. Even with Chad Morris back to steady the offense, look at the rest of the vacancies. He promotes Taj Boyd to full-time quarterbacks coach. He promotes Nolan Turner to safeties coach. He brings back Jacoby Ford and Artavis Scott. They are Clemson legends, but they are undeniably green to the gills. Dabo Swinney is forcing a roster with less natural talent to rely on rookie coaches who are learning on the job. And that brings us to the ultimate tragic irony. If you want the absolute proof of how bad this coaching bottleneck is, look at the 2026 NFL Draft. Clemson just tied Ohio State with 9 players selected through the first 5 rounds. Massive NFL talent was dripping from that roster, and this green coaching staff turned that NFL stacked squad into a total failure. 7 wins, 6 losses, and a trip to the Pinstripe Bowl. But here is the final hammer. You think 7 wins with 9 draft picks was bad? Look ahead. If you look at the consensus big boards for the upcoming 2027 draft class, the pipeline has completely run dry. There are only 2 Clemson players projected in the entire top 100. The talent shield is officially dead. From here on out, Clemson is going to have to win with less talent than its competitors, and less talent requires flawless coaching. And how is Dabo handling it? He's accepting it. He told us his most honest thoughts when he looked at the media and muttered, well, maybe we go 6-6 this year, right? And sure enough, he ended up in the Pinstripe Bowl. He sat there celebrating a late-season win streak to capture a Gator Bowl, telling fans we need to cherish stuff like this because we aren't going to win everything forever. He is lowering the standard. He is content to ride this loyalty ship straight into the ground, while Miami resurges, SMU and Louisville maintain their consistency, and Virginia Tech builds a powerhouse capable of running the conference. Dabo Swinney is bringing a family album to a corporate knife fight. The premier era of Clemson football is officially done. This was Rico Suave from the College Pigskin Hour, reporting live from our studio in Barstow, California. Let me know what you think, America. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Good night.